a digital front, or how, in a simple word, your website or your app, right? How you need to build your reputation. So repetition building is from the blending with the colors. Make sure it's visible, make sure it works. 14-day trial, these are the things that needs to come. But don't bring the price on the first. Your pricing pages or the selling pages on a business. Hey, I'm Jathu, a performance marketing and digital marketing specialist, over 15 years experience. I have been working in different industries for 15 years. I'm making series of videos helping businesses to grow their revenue or scale up their revenues, or whatever the business goal they are looking at. From startups to business that have been grown, or business that are struggling in the middle to scale up. Not on scale up mean I'm not going to tell you to increase the budget. I'm going to tell you guys what you should do to scale up, right? From first party strategies to marketing automations to digital strategies to go to market strategies. On the first video, we on this series first video, we have discussed about phase one. I would like to call it as phase one. You put it up: ideal customer profile, unique selling proposition, and the offers, and connecting these three dots and put up a documentation first. Don't go and execute. I'm still not to the level of execution or optimizing. I'm giving you guys step by step process how you have to build your digital marketing strategy. But you can take this to the traditional marketing also. It's marketing is one word. It's just, we call it that traditional online, etc. But everything is marketing is marketing. So if you have done the first phase what I explained, this video is going to come out on weekly basis, so you have to wait till to execute, I know. But at the same time, if you think you wanted to get the things going quickly, I know your startup might be waiting for your investor to show some results and get investment. A business might be struggling, would have been not got the results on 20 to 25, wanted to scale up on 2026. Or business that is doing good but wanted to find out what they are doing, or don't know how to scale up. You might fishing on the same pond that you are already doing what you wanted to do extra. So these kind of people, if you think you can't wait till the full series finished because the video is going to come weekly, if you wanted to do quickly, just drop me a DM or connect with me on any social media channels. I'm happy to help you guys. Okay, on today's video, I'm gonna talk about a digital front, or how, in a simple word, your website or your app, right? How you have to put it up. So now you have the messaging, the message that needs to go on, hook needs to go on, and your ideal customer profile, their pain points. Now let's realign your website. If you are a startup, you already might have your product might be your face. Okay. So what's going to happen is, what's normally on the industry people make mistake is, these digital fronts talk on your expertise, right? I'm a digital marketer. I can't go and talk in a word CPA, ROS to a business owner who wanted to come with me, right? Or let's take a software industry. You might be an expert on technical architecture, blah, blah, right? But if you go and talk on that language on your digital front, you are not going to convince the buyer, right? So you need to first, your digital front needs to be like a salesperson. I call it this as a salesperson, because if you just imagine, if you go to a retail store or clothing store, how this happened. Rather than that, you just go to the rather than that example, I would like to take it to the phone shop or electronic shop, right? A phone shop. You wanted to buy a phone shop, just go to a guy. Not even that. I'll take it to a normal local market, a fruit seller that's on the road, right? On the road. Just go to him and say that I don't know which fruit to buy. right? First, he will try to understand. He will look around. He'll see whether you have kids, whether what's your age. Then he will start talking on your problem, and that's the messaging he comes up. He if you are looking at 45, 55, then he knows you might have diabetics, and he will start. This will reduce your sugar. He won't tell that he won't tell you have diabetics, you have this fruit is gluten, this is sugar free. Those things are different stories, right? So he's not going to talk on his expertise. He's going to talk on this is organically grown, this is from the original place, this will help your health. And then if you are if you look at you have kids around, you have kids, then he'll tell it's good for kids, buy this pomegranate which will help their brain growth. Like that only he will sell. So replicate that in your website, right? So don't be the expert on your industry, on your storefront. Be the person that can explain on his language. If you are if you are selling a software, try to talk in the software industry. And then if the decision makings are happening, your flow needs to be there. On the digital fronts, it's conversion rate optimization, A/B testing. All these comes afterwards, not immediately. Look on a forms. Until you have data, you can't make this decision. This is on the second step we are in. So we need to frame ourselves properly to understand for the user. So one is talking on the ideal customer profile language, what they can understand. Second, your website needs to have a flow. It needs to tell a story, right? It needs to solve the problem in story. Don't immediately put a CPA, CTAs, call to actions. Like, you don't push for sales immediately. You can push those things, but you need to be very careful that the hooks, what I talked about, 14-day trial, these are the things that needs to come. But don't bring the price on the first view of it. It needs to have story. It's the hero image, hero title. These are important. Then from there onwards, next you need to bring the expertise. And then on the digital expert, on the digital storefront, one of the other things most important is bringing your earlier customers. I know you might see a lack on if it is a startup that doesn't have a customer, how to put it up. Just what you have to do is before coming into these levels, you need to make at least five or four of your friends that is on the need of this. You need to make them use for free and get their feedback, and that needs to come in. And as much as possible, if it is a startup, as much as possible, you make sure these being used by certain people on the industry that's been experienced, that will give some impact immediately. Not gonna look for revenue. You need to build your reputation. So reputation building is from the customers who is using it, testimonials, um, videos, people. So make sure the peoples are coming out, right? So how I look these things as a trust builders, right? So you need to have your reviews, your testimonials. But what normally happens is businesses immediately, if it is a product or something, the software product or something, what they does is they immediately put a print screen of inside the product, right? Sometimes work for a software side of it, or digital marketing tool or something that help the digital marketer might help. Rather than that, the immediate second session, I would like to bring the trust building part. The trust building part, it's not only the customer testimonial. Other angle of trust building is bringing out your expertise people, your thought leadership, or some sort of things. If you can bring it up, just bring those things. You've been in the industry for 15 years, 10 years. You have served on other business 1,000 plus customers, etc. These will bring a idea. Okay, these guys are reliable, so they will, even though your hook is good, but if you are not trustworthy, you look dodgy? Do you look scam? These are the things people will look, because there are going to be five or six competitors going to do the same service, same business that you're doing. So the trust is the second one. Then you bring your features, or features needs to be, as I said again, it needs to be talked in the language that the ideal customer understand. So don't come out put technical terms or what you know. Don't expect everyone things that you know will be known by the people who's coming to your website or the app. So bring the things that people can understand from your features. That's what the USP and ideal customer profile this is happening. Goes beyond on. And one of the other things, I was in the point of startup, because I get to work with a lot of startups nowadays. So what happened is, on the startup point of view, if you are looking at investors, or if you are looking at businesses to sign up with you, one of the other things is, if your order value is, the sale value is higher, $1,000, $1,500, some businesses look whether this company is having enough people. Bring your employee communication. I'm still hiring, I'm still growing, my business is growing, I already is established. Bring your people out. The people on the business talking out is more important in the current world. If you look at the bigger brands like Href, ClickUp, Google, Microsoft, people are coming out. People are talking about, their people are coming out. It was some time back, it was thought leadership. So bring those people out. Then know, again the trust part will come, and then people knows these guys are reliable. Then moving to the bottom session, it's SEO, etc. And make sure you have your CTAs and all those things. But with this flow, the digital front, time to time, say if I go back to that fruit seller, what he will do is, if down the line he was talking about the fruit selling, he's talking about the problem that you have in your language, and then what he will do is, in between he'll say, um, why don't you try a piece? He will cut a piece from a mango and see how this tastes good. This is a hook, right? And he will give another piece, and then he will tell something. Okay, this was not used any chemicals or organically grown. So these are the hook that in between he brings. So on your flow of the story that you're bringing in between down the line, you bring those hooks, right? So bring that 14-day trial, something like giving a piece, you're giving 14-day 1 month trial. Or so your pricing pages or the selling pages on a business, I see it as at the end, or even you don't need to go to that level. If you are on a startup or business that is well established, I will come to that. In an e-commerce point of view, it's a product page, product description page, or product page. On a B2B side, it's a pricing and product detail pages, right? So that setup, I will have another video. Keep following me on my all the social media channels. I will doing separate videos on e-commerce, how needs to be scale up. That's another set of series I'm planning to do at the moment. So the story is done. Then your forms, a single page website would be enough right now. A person who sometimes you might ask about, how about AEO, SEO, GEO, and all those things? That's all a different strategy. You don't need a huge website like early days. Those are different strategies that need to come out. Then when it comes to digital front, let's take the same fruit stop, right? While you are walking, you are seeing a good fruits, it's looking good, everything is fine, your story, the look and feel is good. But when you turn around and look at it, there is no salesman. I mean, there is no person there, right? He went for a tea or something, he comes back after 3 minutes while you're there. So 30 seconds after, right? So the speed of the website, right? Your website or apps needs to load as much as possible. Work with your QA team, work with your developer, work with the agency that you're doing. make sure that your content and images, your website load as much as quick. There are tools, Google Page Speed, etc. tools are there to check around. So please just make sure that your website load as quick as possible, which will help your conversions, right? And then one of the other things, still businesses, if I say 100 website that I looked at or 100 people that I talked about, they will send the website. When I open the website on my mobile, it's not mobile friendly. Okay. So it's not making responsive anymore. That era is gone, like 2015, 2019. What we have done is we went and said responsive. We made the website to work on the mobile. No, it's that word is gone, responsive. Now it's more on the user friendliness, right? Say for an example, certain elements are not needed on a mobile because the the mobile is like a quick uh, equipment for people, right? So they just quick check. So you need to be on to the point. If you have a, say, let's say you have a website on a desktop view, you have a website of different sessions that's talking about a lot of things, right? But on a mobile, you need to make that to shorter as possible, because people won't not going to go throughout the end of the your content to check it. You need to bring the points, and then the user experience. I have seen, like, say, let's say you have a slider or something, right? On the website, not a slider. You on the website you have put up your five features or four features or four USPs or five USPs. Let's take that same vehicle example, right? So your specifications are in a boxes with the pictures, right? But on a desktop, it will be like next to next three columns. Or I'm going technical, but you understand this. Everyone understands. The business owners needs to understand this. And you put it up, and then what you do is when you change it to responsive, your developer make it to his objective is make it as possible as responsive. So what he will do is he will, under features, he will list down one below one all the features. No, that's not going to help you. I'm going on a granular level to explain you guys, because it's very important. What you have to do on the mobile, that needs to be changed into swapping left and right, or some way of people to easily. If you make that one below one, what's going to happen is it's going to increase the length of your website on the mobile device, on the tab, right? So, which can end up a person to close your website and go. So mobile optimization is not responsive anymore. It's about user. So what you have to do once you launch it, you need to check, you need to measure what is happening on the mobile devices separately. You can use GA for analytics, post hog, Microsoft Clarity. These are the tools that will give you a clear indications on what is happening, where the people are struggling, right? And then call to actions, right? Blending with the colors, make sure it's visible, make sure it works. I have seen recently, I worked with a client, and then I have seen, I thank God I installed Microsoft Clarity. And when I look at the website, I was bringing traffic from all the channels, and there was a request to call button. And then when I look at the Microsoft Clarity, there was a matrix called rag clicks. So when I looked at it, it's showing me the clicks being happening. It's not moving beyond, because the link is not working. So the QA needs to happen. You need to move on. So on this second phase, digital front or face of your business, how it needs to be done or how it needs to be put up, I have shared it. And if you think anything that extra that a business needs to look on a digital front, just leave it on the comment, right? Your colors, your images, your brand logos, and all those things are a different angle. I was talking about digital front, how it needs to be set up. So I'm requesting you guys to color and designs and all, you take the second priority. First, think about how you story up for the ideal customer profile. Then from there onwards, you can move to the other things, right? So on the second phase, and I was going to ask you guys if you think anything that I have missed, or if you have experience beyond these any of the points, leave it on the comment. In all the channels, there are comment space. Engage with me and tell me this should be the one that is also would work, or maybe you are not agreeing with my points. I'm happy to have a discussions and engagement with you. Have leave your comment. And this is second video on digital front. So first, ideal customer profile, USP, hook, then the digital front. And hope these tips will help you to scale up your business. Let's catch up on another video. Thank you.